So welcome guys. I think the video have started. So today what we're going to do is we're gonna look at what euro and other forex currencies gonna do the next week. So we will try to predict the bias. That's what I thought today we're going to do. So the live have already started, I think. Let's try to see. Okay, I'll try to change the thumbnail later. Okay, this is not the way I could have. Uh, why is it taking long? So I think this is a way that would let me see my okay. I thought I've been already 40 minutes. I mean 40 seconds. So the connection is still excellent. So that's great to hear. Uh, so now let's go, man. Let's go. So okay. So recalling about last journals, let's go to our Telegram and see what we've seen or we've said. I've already come up with another strategy. Before I think going to today's no, I got to show you here some other things. You don't got to watch this, man. I shouldn't be sharing my personal information, but what I was gonna try to show you was this. Okay, what's happening, man? So I was trying to show you this. This is like my new strategy, guys. It was going to let you enter this kind of trades, you know. No, 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 no. But I mean, I'm gonna try to explain it later. But let me just send you the. You guys could join our Telegram if you want it. I don't know. I would send up some things that may be useful. Maybe yeah, like traders, something like that. So before we get into today's video, let's just show you trading strategies that I've come up with. It's already known as support and resistance. There is no change with it, but yeah, let's just show you, man. So this strategy works fine, and I don't think I'm not gonna say this is my strategy. It's because there are a lot of people that come up with the same thing, but the thing is, it would help you flip $1,000, 2,000, 800 to I don't know. It is very good. If you manage your risks, it's very good. Sometimes when the market is accumulating, you may got to lose a lot of money, but in this kind of cases, I think this works fine. So in this case, let's say that the market is bullish, right? So what we're going to do is we're just gonna draw any trend line, any, okay? It doesn't matter which one. So in any trend line, after you draw it, there got to be a third touch. We don't care about the fours, we don't care about the fifths. The third touch is here, right? I mean, if we try to extend it, this is not gonna work, right? It's gonna be interrupted with this price action, right? So the trend line is gonna end up here. I don't think putting it here is a great idea, but this is gonna be the swing that we're going to take for now, for this video sake, guys. So we're going to put our entry there. Always stop loss in the second low, below the second low. Then most of the time I would hunt for 1 to 2, but you can't do anything, guys. If you really think that the market is bullish, you can just extend it. So that's it, and let me try to show you one trade, and we're gonna skip this and go to what we think euro is going to do next week, right? So let's do. So you can see, guys, the market didn't come to the here to helping us to, I don't know, it should have done something like here, third touch, then we could have entered that trade. But sometimes you're not gonna like blindly trade this third touch, because what I've seen is sometimes the third touches are going to be taken. Like here, in this case, it wasn't taken, and we could have entered like entry there, stop loss there. Although the market break the, most of the time it would break the trend line, but it's not going to come and put you out of the trade, you know. But the one thing that I want to show you is there is like a threshold. Your stop loss needs to be at least above 50 pips, if your stop loss is like this, let me just draw you an example here. I think image describes better, right? So let's say that the third stage, as you guys could see here, uh, okay, maybe putting this here so that so as you guys could see here, this is in the scenario that these have worked, but the thing I want you guys to look at is this is a third stage, right? Your stop loss got to be here. So most of the time when your stop loss is, I don't know, haven't backtested that much, but most of the time when your stop loss is very little, like this one here, very small, most of the time it won't work. Your stop loss got to be something like 50 pips, something like this. I haven't even got to trade like let me just show you which kind of trades I'm entering right now. Maybe this one. Most of my stop losses with this strategy are very very big, and yes, it turned out to be profitous. So it's gonna always give you 1 to 2 most of the time. If you got the bias right, it's gonna give you 1 to 2, and your stop loss got to be big. It could be like this, guys. It could be like this. I swear to God, I was trading this kind of stop losses, man. So you shouldn't be caring because it would move up to 1 to 2 without any trouble. So that's what I was trying to say you. Your stop loss got to be big, not like this traders which are very small. Although it may work for you, but I don't think that I would take it as a high probability trade. So this is the third strategy. Let's just go through it and try to flip. This is $2,000 by the way. So I would try in this video to flip it to $3,000, and that's gonna be the end of it, right? Then you guys gonna believe me that this works fine. So we already got a third touch here, so we could have longed here, risking $100. So if market come to this entry point, we're gonna just enter it again, okay? I don't know, man. I haven't seen anything. I haven't got to look at what my bias is, but let's just get into this. Okay, I was out of the trade, before even like, yeah. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. Don't worry. What I should have done is like maybe entering here would have been great. As I told you guys, your stop loss got to be 15 pips. So you got to use this strategy on the 1 hour time frame or daily chart. That's better. So I think this is probably the gonna be the winning trade. Which one? If you guys ask, maybe here. If I got to minimize my risk, I would have entered here when this liquidity is being taken, or else the other way is just right as soon as market touches line, probably somewhere here, right. So in this case, let's just enter both of them. It's just solely for backtesting, so I don't got to manage my risks. I'm sorry guys if you guys hate this kind of parts where I'm just gambling right now, right? Because what I've seen is market may not come to this, to clear or go to touch the mitigate the trend line. It may not do that. It may just go straight to your TP before it touches. So minimizing risk is gonna also make you lose a lot of money. Let's see what's gonna happen, man. So yeah, yeah, we've missed it. We've missed it. This was the third touch. Yeah, we've missed it. So okay, as you guys could see here, I don't think it have gone to our third touch. So what we could do is probably enter it again here, putting our stop loss here, and seeing that if market could go to somewhere like that. But you guys got to know your bias. If your bias is wrong, you know the trade are always going never gonna come up with, if they're not gonna go always to your TP, your bias got to be right. If you want to make money, you need to know the bias. Let's see. So guys, if I have entered my trade somewhere there, where would have been my TP? My TP should be the same place where that would be. So somewhere there, right? So I think putting my TP here is a great idea, but for this case, let's just put it somewhere there. So my stop loss, using this strategy, my stop loss is so significant that if we're taken, it would signify that the trend is just changing, from bullish to bearish. In this case, it's just because it's smaller time frame. But when it comes to the 1 hour time frame, if you are taken out, yeah, you got the bias wrong, which is probably the next trade you should take. If you got your bullish or your buy position wrong, it's gonna be bearish. I mean shorting, right? So let's wait for the market. Meanwhile, we can draw another line. So in this case, let's just delete this part and go on and try to draw another third lines, right? That's how I do it. So we probably get, I think, another third line here. Okay, we didn't. So we could expect price to come to that place. I don't think so, but I don't think so. Okay. The other thing that I could do is, I don't know, drawing this trend line. Okay, it have been already mitigated, right? The third touch. So let's just wait, wait for price to give us our third touch. So we can use this. Okay, that's great. I was looking at if price have been touched somewhere here. That's why I extend this. When this, I think this is a great way to test that there you are going to enter in the third touch. So let's wait for the price if it's gonna come there. But as you guys, I've already told you that when your stop loss is like very small, compare this stop loss with this one. Compare it, guys. Pushing a stop loss here. I don't think that's gonna be a great idea, right? This kind of stop loss never worked for me. I don't think they are going to work. Even if it works, I don't give a shit because most of the time they never works. That's why I'm not gonna enter this kind of trade. When stop loss is very like, you gotta give it a big range. You gotta give your stop loss a big range. So we're out. We're still losing money, and we have lost over $200 since we started the challenge, right? Okay, now is the fun part. We know that the bias is bearish. Alright, guys? I told you that if my stop loss, if I got this trade wrong, I know that the bias was bearish. Now we already know that the bias is bearish. Now is the fun part that we're going to make a lot of money. We could have entered there, but we don't know that the bias was bearish, right? So let's wait. I'm going to, I don't know, I'm gonna promise that this is gonna turn out to be $3,000 at the end. Great. So I wanna see, I don't know, market going down. So this would be great. We could have done this shit, but I think this is better. So any touch, great, great, great. This is great. I do think my stop loss is like at the optimum. Could enter this trade at $100. I think we've already known that the bias is bearish. If this trade is not successful, guys, I don't think what's gonna be. So I think putting our TP even here is possible because we already know that the bias is bearish. So I think extending your profit is something you should do, but you got to manage your risk too. You got to bring your stop loss to break even to follow up the, I don't know, the chart. So when price comes to over here, you got to follow him too with your stop loss, or else this kind of shit's gonna happen. Man, sometimes it annoys me, man. So have it like give us 1 to 2. Okay, so 1 to 2 is here. You guys got to wait, man. So we can also draw another third touch here because we already know that the bias was bearish. You got to lose one to make one. So I want price to come to this trend line somewhere here. Somewhere. I don't want it to be somewhere about my entry place, guys. We could. Okay, great. Because what I wanted to why I wanted to be here is because I wanted to give me like a big range of stop loss, so that the trade got more probability. So if this don't work out for us, we could draw another trend line, something like that. But in this case, as you guys could see, my stop loss is going to be very, very small range. So we're going to not to enter. Great. So price could come all over here, guys. All over here. As you guys, I have already told you that when our stop loss is taken, we already know that the bias is the opposite, right? You know, you can do it two either ways. You could try to find it yourself, your bias, or you got to lose one. I've already backtested this, so what happened is when I lose a trade, I would enter the opposite one, and the opposite one is gonna make me, because most of the time this trade is gonna make me 1 to 2. I would come up with my losses. So this could have been like enough, but let's see, man. The market is not giving us anything. I want to enter like other big positions here. Maybe a third touch somewhere here. We could enter another trade. Any other way? Okay, there is nothing other than that. So okay. So I think probably this is gonna be our second trade. This trend line. Great, great. Market's gonna give us a big range stop loss. It's gonna touch it right now. So I wish like I could extend my TP more than that, but it didn't let me. So what is the market doing, guys? What the market doing? Okay, let's just you know. Okay, I think this is probably it. Our second entry. We could had for 1 to 2, but the market got to click. Okay, we have already made a lot of profit there, but as I told you guys, I'm gonna turn it to $3,000. So okay, the market got us into the trade and we lost it. Oh man. So what we've seen here is that the market had turned to bullish. You know? Yeah. Because here guys, I'm trying to show you guys I don't care about the bias. The market may have already taken liquidities. You guys need to look at that. Why it turned out to be like bullish. When the market have already taken liquidities, I most of the time never gonna enter this kind of traders. But for this case, we already know that now the bias is bullish. I'm just gonna show you how I'm gonna enter the trade. You guys, if you're gonna put another thing that's gonna give you other conflicts, it's like here when the market has got to liquidity, you're not gonna trade a short. So like this. Okay, let me just cancel it here. I shouldn't have entered this trade because the market have already got to the point that it wants here. So now my point is that I do think that the market is gonna be bullish. I just wanted to go here, and we're gonna reach like $200. I don't give a care because I know that the market have already built up a lot of liquidities here, a lot of liquidities. This specifically. Great, great. Just man, I wish like I'd done this. So guys, I don't want to lose this trade, so I'm gonna put it somewhere like that, and we're gonna hunt for 1 to 2. We could do more than that, but 1 to 2 is great for now. Please, please, man, you got yeah. Now I love that I'm in the trade. It's just a waiting time, man. Okay, you got to wait. This is not even gonna stop it, when it's really bullish. Yeah, this could have been like the third touch, and we are in the higher time frame in a bigger short, but I don't know, man. We've already entered our long position. we're expecting price to come over here and we're gonna get out of this trade. You know, we could have like taken most of our profit when the market is this resistance. Any other confidence you guys could use. You know, this fair value gap, I don't know, this liquidities, this trend line liquidities, I'm gonna do here. You know, you could take out most of your profit somewhere here. But in this case, we already know that the price is bullish, so we can enter another longs, man. We've already messed up with another long trade, man. I wish like I could have entered this trade, something like that. We've already missed that trade. But if price is gonna come again to that place, happily gonna enter this trade, hunting for another 1 to 2. You know, these profits are near to each other. That's always just gonna be adding to my confidences, making it high probability. Why I entered this trade is just because that, you know, most of the time, as you guys could see, I wouldn't break even my trades. So because of that, you know, even if price comes to, you know, I would have entered this if I've seen it right here, but I didn't see it in that time, so I got to enter it again. What the problem was that? So we could have extended our profit, but I don't want to do it. So we've already make some money there. So what we can do is we can draw another trend line, maybe something like that. Okay, guys, I think that's great. Okay, because our chart is just becoming more and more, you know, dirtier, we can just delete all our drawing and draw another trend line. So we've already take a trade from this trend line. So our next trend line is going to be this one. Great, very great. So I think market's trying to hunt for those liquidities. I don't give a shit about those things, but I think this trend line is what the market is heading for. So we could enter another long position, something like that. You know, something like that. But okay, we got to wait the market to, you know, got to touch this trend line. I didn't enter this trade. You know, I got to wait it somewhere here. This better if the market's gonna do it there. Okay. Oh man, man. I thought that I lost this trade, man. The stop loss is very good because it gave me like a bigger range, and we can hunt for 1 to 2. We could even hunt for this liquidity, guys. Maybe this one, because I do think that, you know, if you have seen like our recent videos, I've already told you that what I'm hunting here, not right at the top. Let's see, man. Let's see. That's why I don't break even my trades, man. Sometimes the thing that I love about the strategy, it's just so significant. Your stop loss is significant. It's gonna show you that where the trend line is gonna change, and most of the time, if the price is really bullish, it could come up to here, man, and show you this kind of moves. It's not gonna take you, but come up to here. I could show you like a GPP trade that I've took using this strategy, and you know, price. I thought like it have already taken me, but it's just because of the street, you know. But the market didn't take me. It was right there and go straight to my TP. Let's see what's gonna happen, man. Any either thing could happen, but what I love is there's accumulation, manipulation, distribution ending as a concept. If you guys know this, and we could try to enter another trade, something like that. Uh, Drawing trend, right? Drawing trend. So in either of this trend line or in either of these short touches, you're going to put your stop loss right here, guys. Right? So we're gonna just, I don't know, delete this one because it's just far. So stick with this one. So that's gonna be great. Uh, we could have entered the trade here, but it have already touched the third touch, but our stop loss is gonna be very small, so we're not gonna ensure the trade there. This is gonna be our okay. The market is gonna okay. Enough, man, enough. Okay, let's see, man. I don't know. I don't think this trade is gonna work. I don't know, but let's see, man. You got to believe your strategy, right? So it's loading. That means that the internet is not great. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen. Are we gonna lose this trade? Probably. So our bias have changed bearish. So we could close this trade. I wish like I could close it in profit, like break even. I got to close this guy. I got to close it. Maybe our bias is like bearish. You know? I don't know, man. I'm still backtesting this strategy. I don't know everything about it. The internet is lagging. What happened, man? Why is internet lagging? So are we back? Are we back, guys? Are we back? Are we back? So, are we back, guys? The internet, I don't know what happened, but it was so slow that it just, I think, paused my live stream. So I think everything is great right now. I don't know what happened, man. It's just unpredictable. Ethiopia's Wi-Fi, you guys know it, right? Okay. 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 I don't like where I put my stop loss. It's just gonna be very small, man. This kind of trade, I've already told you that I'm not gonna take them because of that. I'm not gonna do it right now. I don't know, guys. I'm gonna go back and look at the trade. Why I lost this one? You know, I don't lose this one, but why I lost this one? Why? Why do the market touch this and still continues to be bullish? Sometimes these kind of trades happen. In this case, I have already seen them 2 times. This is gonna be my second time. I've already seen them this kind of trade yesterday. I got. I would go back, try to look at this, and maybe explain it for you guys what this happened. You know, why this happened. Okay. I didn't. I have already told you that I'm not gonna enter this kind of trades. So maybe we could draw something other than that, man. The market is still accumulating, so that's why. Probably that's it, man. If the market doesn't have any gas, meaning that if it's not gonna have any money inside of it, this strategy don't work because you're trying to catch like a bigger range. The market to move somewhere like this kind of moves, it got to have like millions of dollars, right? Probably millions. So not millions, billions. If I got to be realistic, guys, but so if because it needs a bigger volume, when the market is accumulating, that means that those guys are still accumulating price. That means we got other great trades that's gonna come up with this. So we already closed our trades, and I'm gonna keep my promise and try to change this to $3,000, and that's gonna be the end of the videos. But when it comes to real money, guys, I'm not gonna do this kind of shit. Like risking $100, which is probably 10% of our account. We should be doing 2%, right? The other thing is I'm not gonna extend my TP to overly like 125, 126. I'm not gonna do that. I'm always going to attack where the liquidity is. If it is 1 to 12, I don't give a shit about the risk reward, guys. I'm gonna put my TP where the liquidity is. So I've already been 30 minutes, man. My throat is like right. So okay, it's okay. The same thing here, man. The same thing. Okay, this was the trade like with injured, right? I still got it like peculiar, guys. This is strange for me. So this one of going to be the trend. Another trend. It's the same thing probably. Two of them research is literally the same. Maybe another trend like that. Let's see. Okay, so see. Okay, I think that trade that we have lost was significant. I don't know. Was trying to show what that steel price was bearish. That's why, man. I thought like, why? Why is the market still accumulating? I was expecting the market just to burst upside, but when I lose this trade, that means that the next price is gonna be bearish. So I think we're gonna enter a trade with bearish intent from now on, guys. I think I've remembered this part, man. I probably think that the market is gonna burst upside, but still, I've already told you that I'm bearish, so I'm gonna enter something, a trade that look like this for now. So this is gonna be the trade. I know that this is gonna be a loss because I've already remembered this place, man. That's what I thought. I'm gonna stick with this one. So we already know that the price is bullish from now on. Bullish. So we could. Yeah, I mean, you guys, I've already told you that. Most of you guys would have even. We don't have. Oh my god, my throat, man. I got drinking water. So what I was saying that most of you guys may not have entered this trade because this was accumulation, this was like literally manipulation, and I was trapped right there. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna enter every trade that the market gave me, and I just want you guys to look at what's gonna happen. So the market, we've from this loss, the market have already told that we're bullish from this zone, right? So let's see. Oh man, we could have entered the trade right there, man. If price is gonna come, I'm gonna ensure it. I want it to feel me. Fill me in, man. Fill me in. Please, please. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. Just right there. Yeah, that's great. So, let's see what's gonna happen, man. Let's see what's gonna happen. Is this, by the way, the fourth touch or the third touch, man? I think we can see it as a touch. Why is the market still accumulating, guys? So, this, put it here. So, it would have been something right there. So it's great. I think it's great. So where is gonna be our TP? We will care about that later, guys. I don't give a shit. So what we could do is we could enter another trade like that, but it's just gonna, I don't think price gonna come all the way here. So maybe another trend line is a great idea here, something like that. This is even worse. Let's wait. Okay, if market's gonna make another higher high, we could say that we've already got our second low. No way, man, this is not gonna work. Okay, if we take this as Second, I will go now. I just want to enter another trade, guys. I just want the market now to go parabolic, not this kind of things. So I'm not gonna enter any of these trades right now. Maybe the market's gonna come to this trend line, but it could give us like another trade before it does that. I don't want to enter this kind of trade. I already told you that if my stop loss is very small, they most of the time don't work. So my expectations is maybe price want to come this here. Sometimes they work. Sometimes they work. So I've missed a lot of opportunities. I wish like I could have entered the trade. So I don't think market's gonna come there anymore. Let's see, guys. Let's see. Do you want me to extend my profit, guys? Let's just finish up this video making $700. I'm extending that because I already know that the market is bullish. I was trying to enter another trade. Let's see. As soon as like market give me another entry, I'll bring up my stop losses to somewhere here. Because if okay, let me just show you, man. The market's gonna give it or do it. I just want you to show me like big bearish right now. It's gonna do it right now, guys. Something right. Man, got to do this shit. Be patient, bro. Be patient. Okay. Is this the time? Yes, it's the time. So let's wait, man. So the trades that I've already talked about, the big stop loss traders, are this kind of traders. Where is the second touch? Right there, guys. If this is 1 to 2, that's gonna be very great, man. Nope. So what we're gonna do is we're going to make 1 to 2. I want to secure 1 to 2 from that trade, but it didn't happen. But I'm gonna enter this trade, and this tip is gonna blow your mind. Right there, right there. So if I'm gonna lose this trade, I've already made up like $100 from this one because I've put my stop loss here. So I'm not gonna lose anything. But let's see, man. No, you're not gonna do me this. Man. If it's gonna just go to the TP, I'm gonna be very mad, man. I don't know, maybe it's just gonna. That's what I expect, but I was expecting the market to take this liquidity before it goes up. That's why, man. I should have put market orders. Don't put pending orders in this kind of cases. Put market orders. So I've lost $200. That's what I expect. I've already told you that. When you stop losses a bigger range, the other, I don't know. It feels right, man. Even if price comes to your stop loss, it's not gonna check you out easily because moving down here means that another billion wasted, right? A forex industry, right? So I don't think the market's gonna go down, take me out of the position. It's not gonna be easy liquidity. I'm not gonna be easy liquidity because my stop loss is right there, man. It's gonna take price days to come to that place because let's just see how many daily candles we've already cut. 4 3, right? I wish like having this trade and I would have made this to 3,500. Right, it was right there, man. I thought that maybe, man, I could have entered somewhere here. If it was real, guys, if it was real money, I don't think I would have lost this trade. So I think we could always extend our profit again. We could delete this limit order, but we could extend our profit because I think in this case we've entered our trade right there. Maybe something's here. I don't know, man. But there's like a room for more profits. Let's see. I've already told you when you know that you got to lose one to make one. That's my first rule. The other thing is when you lose the first one, you already know that the bias is bullish, or you guys could use a lot of things to know that where the bias is. Yeah, I prefer losing. I'm just kidding, but some people may prefer losing to know that what's the bias. Other guys could do like the same analysis and never trade this one and just draw this trend line, put this trade. I mean, just put this trade and see that if this trade was invalidated, they didn't put their money, but they just put it as show off. If this trade is invalidated, then this gonna come, you know. And that's how you could guys make money. And we're still bearish, right? If the market's real bearish, I do think that it got to come to this place. Yeah, just kidding. Uh, you guys could use something like that. So this would have been great, guys. Because of that, even if like the market is just heading to my stop loss, I got to ensure it. I got to ensure it, man. I don't want to be here as calm. I'm gonna ensure every trade that the market gave me, and this gonna end up our profit that we've made here because it's gonna signify that the bias is bearish if our stop loss is going to be taken, right? So yeah, our stop loss is going taken. Okay, I got to enter it because I need to lose, right? I don't lose anything here. So I've already told you that the bias was bearish, you guys. So what I want you to do is I don't want you to lose any money to know that the bias is bearish or bullish. What I want you guys to know is what you're going to do is you're gonna hunt for some specific liquidities. Let's see why the market turned out to be bearish after that. You know, I was just extending my profits. I don't know why the market turned out to be bearish. Is it gold? Okay, I thought it was Euro USD, man. I thought it was Euro USD. I was a see if this strategy works fine in gold too, but I was expecting Euro here. So what happened here is that what I was expecting is the market have gone, I don't know, to its most time high. So what we're going to do after this is the market have already turned bearish. You guys got to need to hunt for liquidities. So when those liquidities are hit, you're not gonna enter this long position. You're just gonna put it because you want to look that this trade never works out. You're gonna put it, but you're not gonna put any money onto it. So what I've done already, I didn't put any money, right? But I know that now the bias is bearish, right? Turned to be bearish. So we could have entered the trade there. Like I wish I've entered the trade, but it have already made us like 1 to 2 probably. But I would prefer like a bigger stop losses than that. So the market have already like built up liquidities here, but because going to the daily buys, you guys know that I think gold get out of this accumulation zone. So let's just see. I don't want to say it, man. I don't want to say it right now. I know what it's going to do. So our strategy, I've already told that it is bearish, right? You guys may think that after this kind of big move, man, what are you thinking? Just leave it for your strategy, guys. Leave it for your strategy. So this is going to be like I wish like the market make another structural low. I don't want it. I don't care about the fourth touch. Our strategy is based on the third touch, right? If the market didn't give us like we wanted to, we're gonna enter it again. But it have already given us 1 to 2, wasn't a one candle. Okay. So maybe we're gonna delete that part and we gotta draw another trend line here. But I want it to come something like that. I want my entry point somewhere here, because I prefer bigger ranges for our stop loss. If it's going uh, if it's going to be here, our stop loss is gonna be very small, right? That's why I prefer something entry around there. Let's see. Wait for it. I think okay. So I've already told you guys, if your stop loss is looking like this, it's not gonna work for you. Even though the bias is bearish, I don't give a shit about that thing. But if it's looking like that, most of the time it's not gonna work for you. Let's draw another one, maybe something like that, maybe another thing like that. So looking at every trend line, your stop loss is probably gonna be this, right? Because it's the second touch, you're waiting for the third touch. So let's just leave this one and use this trend line. So I'm expecting market to come over here, take the liquidity, and I want my entry to be somewhere here. Like I prefer it to be bigger than this. So let's just wait, man. Let's just turn off this to $3,000 and that's gonna be the end of it. So the market, okay, wait, man. I wouldn't have injured that trade, guys. So I think we got to draw another trend line because the market have already done it, right? It have already gone to the third touch. So we got to draw another one. Wait for it. That's why. Your stop loss got to be bigger than that, guys. Bigger than that. Your stop loss got to be bigger than that or the bias is bullish. Okay, the bias was bullish. Mm-mm. So, okay, nothing. You got to be joking me, man. That's not even a trade, right? For most of you guys. You guys think that I'm joking. Could this be the third touch? Yeah, I don't give a shit, man. Yeah, it was the third touch. Okay. The last trade, this was just this, going to be profit, and it's gonna be a big one, you know? We've already now $3,000, and I've accomplished my promise. But let's just enter another trade, and that's gonna be it. So, great, great. Okay. So, this is not gonna be the third touch, right? Because if we're gonna extend this, there's nothing, right? So probably this is a very great trend line. So first touch, second touch, and we're waiting for the third touch, which probably gonna happen right now. Putting our stop loss here, hunting for 1 to 2. That's enough, because I don't think that the market is gonna still continue bullish. I don't think so. Let's wait, man. I don't. Okay, my internet is still. What happened, man? The live could have been laggy right now. Okay. Okay, we're in the trade. We're in the trade. Let's see what's gonna happen. Okay. So we're out. What happened, man? The internet wasn't working right. So we still know that the bias is bullish, so we got to enter another long trade, right? So I got to draw another trend line. something that looks like this. No. Okay, that was the third touch, so this may not work for us. Coming to this one, maybe this. Yeah, this may help. Let's wait for it, if you know that the bias, if you know, the first thing is, if you know the bias, if you know the bias, let's just wait to draw another trend line. If you know the bias, and if you know that the market is gonna do this kind of big moves, like a very big bullish move, this strategy is gonna make you millions, guys. This strategy, let me get out of the trade in this kind of accumulations, probably this one, right? Then it's gonna make you a lot of profits in this kind of moves, in this kind of moves, in this kind of move. It's gonna tell you that you're gonna lose some money here, and after that, it's just gonna be days of winning trades. The same thing happening right now. So if you know that if you are in the bullish time, in the bullish cycle, something like that, this is gonna feed you right to your mouse. The strategy, it works. Not gonna tell you again. You guys could use it or not. I don't give a shit. I'm sorry for the rude word. It's just my friend always say that's why, like, they stick to my mouse. Let's hunt for 1, 2, 2. Ah, man. As I told you guys, if I ventured here, I don't wouldn't like my stop loss because they are gonna be very small, right? So I wouldn't have entered the trade. But if markets have touched the trend line somewhere here, I would have entered the trade. So I'm not expecting this trade to work. Well, let's see. Let's see. So this means, I don't know, man. Does this mean that the trade is bearish? I haven't taken this trade. I haven't lost anything. But do you guys think that this is bearish? This is significant that the market is going bearish? I don't know, man. I don't know. For me to think that the market is bearish, it got to take some other things like this one here. You know? Because somebody, that's probably me, would have entered the trade that looked like this. Because it was the third touch, right? It was the third touch. The market may accumulate something like that, but it was still in bullish move. How say this trade is gonna work? So gonna put my money into it. If the market breaks this, it's gonna signify, okay, show us that the market is really bearish and it's gonna go very, very to the downside. But in this case, we're gonna still hunt for 1 to 2, guys. But in the lower time frame, we're still in kind of bearish move. So you guys got to wait. Let's try to do something like this. So the market didn't let me enter any short trades. That's the thing. If we are still in a very bullish move, you guys don't need to enter what trade. Okay, let me just show you what I've said here. The same thing happened here. Somebody could have used this to enter his trade. Something that looks like this. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe something like this. I don't know, man. But okay, maybe draw with like this, guys. So somebody could have entered the long position somewhere here and put a stop loss where we thought that this was bearish, right? In our cases, we have already taken like 2 or 3 trades as shorting here. So in a bigger picture, this strategy is gonna give you like 10 trades within one pair. 10 trades. So in the big time frame, your trade is gonna look like this, hunting for 1 to 2, because As you guys see, if this is gonna be the first stage, second, and this is gonna be the third one, right? Then you this trade would have already got to your TP, but in the bigger time frame, this is gonna be the look of your trade. And when it comes to looking at it in a the small ranges, you've already taken like another shortest in between, so that's gonna happen. But in this case, if the stop loss of this trade is taken, that means that the bias is officially bearish. The bias is gonna be officially bearish. Bearish. This says it, guys. This means that the bias is bearish. By the way, this got to be the second touch, right? Okay, let's see, man. Let's see. Great, great. That means that the bias is bearish, man. How much, yeah, man? I lost only $100, right? Okay. So one touch here. We're waiting for the second touch right now. So we got already our second touch. Um, you guys don't do you want me to enter a trade right now? Do you want me? Like I prefer something here. Oh, I got to enter this, man. Got to enter this. Like I wish my stop loss a little bit out. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe hunting for a bigger one here because we've invalidated a very big trade, right? I don't know what's gonna happen, man. It could go either of the ways. Man, what's happening with you, gold? What's happening with you? What's happening with you? You're not gonna do this. You're not gonna do this, man. That's why, man. Ah! The thing that the first thing is my entry could have been this place or something here. My stop loss was short range, guys. It got to be wider, bigger. Man, man, I lost this trade. Man, I could have got to this trade, guys. I could have got to this trade. Uh, we're gonna enter another bearish trade, and that's gonna be it, man. That's gonna mark the end of this video. Yo, don't leave me here, man. Don't leave me here. Don't leave me here. You got no option, man, to leave me here. So maybe, man. Okay, let's say that this was a second touch as a whole. Okay, great. This is the second touch. Okay, this is still the second touch. This is still the second touch. This is still the second touch. I got to see the market somewhere here. I want it to be right there, guys. Right there. Right there. Yes. I would say that this is gonna be a high probable trade. Maybe market have already taken a lot of liquidities, but I'm hunting something like this. Let's wait. Let's wait. Market could come right here. I don't give a care. Yeah, yeah, good. That's what you got to do, huh? When you see my stop loss, you got to think that way, man. Where is the drawing to? So, man, what happened to gold, man? Suddenly, it's just making me lose again. You know, what happened to you? Man, why am I losing a lot of money here? A lot of money. So what do you guys think? Do this strategy works or not? I don't know, man. Every strategy have its own, you know, losing part, winning part. And maybe it's just maybe my fault, man. I could have entered this trade, but I was just talking about this one, and I didn't got a time to enter this trade. So yeah, man. Let's just turn this to $3,000, and that's gonna be the end of the video, man. The end of the video. We're really bullish, guys. Somebody who ventured the short position here was taken out here. So I mean that. We're bullish, guys. We're bullish. You know what sometimes could happen is what sometimes could happen is you may know it, you may never know it, but in the daily time frame you guys may be like accumulating. I remember this part, right? It's just 4 years of accumulation, right, in gold. I don't know, man. I don't know about that, but let's just see. So our trading strategy is saying that we got to enter bullish trade. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do. Got to sleep, man. What's happening? Oh man. Do you think, guys, that's gonna give me any trade? Because I've already known this place, man. I don't think market's gonna go. Okay, man. So it's saying that I could enter this trade and ask for 1 to 2, but with my strategy, but I highly, highly doubt it. And what trade doesn't look fine. It was very scary. The price was scared to put me inside a trade, man. Ah, wait, don't go anywhere. So I don't think the market is not going to do this because I already know I was in this place. But let's just enter it, man. Why do I give a care? This journal is gonna take long. What if we do this? Okay. Hmm? Okay. This is better, man. Like I wish I have entered this trade than the bigger one. Man, I wish I have entered this trade because its stop loss is also very great. Okay, okay. In the daily chart, this is not looking fine, guys. Look what I'm trying to accomplish here. Nah? Expecting gold to make like higher high for no reasons, man. I haven't seen any reason for gold to move higher. I haven't seen news, fundamentals. Just expecting it because my trading, I don't know, stage. So I'm still expecting bullish moves, and it's just doing it right, man. I swear to God, I wasn't expecting it. What I was expecting is because I've already known this is gonna be big accumulation. I was expecting this kind of move. I think this is gonna be the end of. Really? Why is gold moving like this, man? Yeah, I would have pushed like billion pips here from 230 to 463. Man, that's great. That feels great. I'm back again to $3,091. And this is gonna be the end of our video, guys. I hope you guys learned something. Okay, I forget about the main reason that I've opened this bias. It's just because I'm gonna trade next week with my real money that I've tried to save up these days. I was gonna make a bias, trying to determine the bias. I'm not gonna like blindly follow my strategy like this. What I've done here, just enter a trade, every trade that I have found here, here, here. I wasn't not going. I wasn't going to do that. I was just gonna go on, try to look at the interest rate, the fade, something like that. And after I knew the bias, that's just gonna be a very big confluence for me to enter a trade next week. So if I found it bullish, I'm gonna use this strategy. I've already got other ones, so I'm gonna put them together and put a highly probably trade. So maybe I would try to journal video later, and it's probably gonna be about the buys of the next video. But for now, man, I'm like starving today's here. So this is gonna be the end of the video. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching until the end. I hope you guys learned something.